If you write on a Mac, well, then you can have a time machine backup that saves you from accidentally deleting your novel. I mean, it can save you from yourself, really, is what I'm saying. If you write on an iPad, though, you don't have that, but you do still have the same ability to inadvertently delete something vital. If you haven't already deleted something by now, by accident, I'm afraid you're going to. So, backups are crucial, and this is how you can back up your iPad writing to avoid ever losing it. Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as ever, as always, is for writers like you and me, well, who use and who write on Macs and iPhones, but particularly today, iPads. Do subscribe or like or patronize me, because there's so much to talk about around these things. And this time, well, we should probably start with iCloud, because you've definitely got this. This is not a backup, okay, but it is a safety net, or it can be. If you have any Apple devices, you have 5 gigabytes of iCloud storage space for free. Unfortunately, if you have many Apple devices, you still only get that one free 5 gigabytes, and it is faithfully shared across all of your devices. Assuming that you have the space left in that 5 gigabytes, then when you save your novel on your iPad, it is also automatically on your iPhone and also automatically on your Mac without you doing anything. Now, if you and I get really annoyed, right, at how bad our writing is, and we decide to delete the chapter on our iPad and instead delete our entire 12-book fantasy crime series, iCloud will faithfully delete all of its copies on the iPhone, the Mac, the iPad, all of them. I can't tell you how often I've gone pale about people talking. They say they've backed up their work because they use iCloud. Delete something from your iPad, right? And can't overemphasize, it is also automatically deleted from your iPhone and your Mac. You have made a positive choice to delete it, it's gone. iCloud is for syncing documents between our devices. It is not there to be a backup or really a safety net, except actually it kind of is. I wouldn't test this, right? Do not test this. But when you delete something, iCloud gives you 30 days to get it back, usually. Open the Files app, tap on the Browse tab, and then look under the Locations section for recently deleted. If it's a photo or a video that you've deleted, well, then the Photos app itself has its own recently deleted section. But for your writing, whatever the app is, it should be in here. And it should be in there for 30 days. But that actually means it is still on your iPad. It is still taking up room. So if you deleted it because you needed the storage space, well, you haven't got any space back yet at all. You won't have, not for 30 days. So you are able to tell the iPad, no, delete this thing immediately. And well, very delete it. And you do this in the Files app, right? And then you regret it for the rest of your life. Let's do this one first because it's quick and it costs you nothing. You can email yourself a copy of your writing, and that's it. I mean, I suppose you have to remember to do it. Although, actually, no, you don't. You could create a shortcut that would automatically email your novel to yourself at certain times. In fact, I've done this. Do you fancy the entire 15 minutes it took me to fiddle with this, or shall I just show you? Okay, I'll show you. I should say I did this on my Mac. You can do it on anything, but I was on the Mac when I thought of it, and it's kind of quicker to show you. The shortcuts tend to be quicker on the Mac anyway, but it all works exactly the same way on the iPad, and once this is set, I run it on the iPad. First, you make a shortcut like this. Really all you need are the bottom 2 bits there, starting with getting the file and then sending it. But I want to be able to quickly find certain drafts, emailing these things over every day. The only way I think of to do that is to date the backup. So I want the subject heading to be, well, the date, followed by a text like backup of novel. So get the current date, append that text to the subject, pop all of that into the send email bit, then pop the file in there too. And if you click the play button, there you go. The shortcut works. But that doesn't seem much better than have to remember to do it yourself. I don't want to have to find this every day. I want to just get on with the writing and let it know it's happening. So close that shortcut, click on Automations, Choose a time of day and which shortcut you want to run. It'll be the one you just did. I figured 12 noon, that's a decent time to do it. I mean, maybe the end of the day be better. I don't know. Machine needs to be on sometime like that. For now, I'm temporarily setting this to 12:24 because I was doing all of this at 12:23. And there you go. Sent automatically. The way this does it, it does mean actually that at 12:24 every day, Apple Mail will come to the foreground. You'll get a glimpse of the email being sent. And actually, okay, if I'm in the middle of a sentence when it happens, that could become a bit irritating there. But so, yeah, maybe yes, maybe setting it for the end of the day. If you know a time when it'll be right, that would be better. I want you to be able to do this backing up thing, backing up your writing with just your iPad rather than having to buy anything else, any other devices. But the last two ways I have of showing you how to protect your writing, they kind of do require you to get something more, starting with an external drive. Whoops, that's the case for it. There's the external drive. This is confusing. I want to say that Apple doesn't recommend external drives, but while it isn't included in any of the support documents from Apple about backing up your iPad, there are still other support pages that give you advice on how to do it. What you can do is plug an external drive into your iPad. If your iPad has a USB-C port, well, then you're probably away with it. Anything should work. There are exceptions though, and a good exception is there are also ways to do this with some iPads that still have the old Lightning port. I'll put a link to Apple's pages about that part of it in the description. So, you know, before you buy an external drive, do check these out to see what will work with your iPad, if anything will. Some of the older ones just can't do it at all. But assuming it works though, then, well, typically this is less a backup. It's more you're remembering to copy your novel onto this external. No, there's more than that, isn't there? There's the don't pick up the case instead, pick up the right drive, get the drive, plug it in, copy the document across, remove the drive, store it away somewhere safely. You can't walk around with it hanging out the iPad. No question, right, it works, but it is a manual process. You have to remember to do it all, and you need some way of remembering what it is that you've done. You could do my thing you saw earlier about putting the date in the file name, but you can't do an automated shortcut that saves to the drive at certain times because, well, the drive may not be there. I suppose you could try. Actually, it almost definitely won't work, but with a Mac, right, you could leave a drive connected all the time, but with an iPad, it'd be this flapping cable or this, I mean, in this case, this is very short, this thing sticking out the side or maybe swinging for you. You couldn't leave it connected. You couldn't, could you? So instead, connect the external drive to a Mac. This is the last backup option for an iPad, and it does require you to have a Mac or apparently a Windows PC, but I don't know enough about that. Plug the iPad itself into your Mac using a USB-C cable if your iPad has USB-C. Then open a Finder window on the Mac. In the sidebar, you'll see your iPad. Click to select it. From the window that appears, choose General at the top, click to select Backup. Backup all of the data on your iPad to this Mac. There is also an option there to encrypt your data with a password, and yeah, you should probably do that. I'm weirdly afraid of forgetting that particular password. I don't know why, and that is just me. Anyway, click on Back Up Now, and you're done. Don't assume that any backup of your iPad work has worked. You don't want to go, you know, confidently searching for your backed up novel, only to find that it ain't there. So, test your backup at least the first time you do one, and then preferably every so often. I mean, every time would be good, but, you know, periodically. The thing is, once you've done doing all of this, your writing is safe, or at least a lot safer than it was, and doing all of this takes a lot less time than my talking about it. So, it would be a bad day, right, obviously, if your iPad were stolen or broken, but iPads can be replaced. Even if that's expensive, even if that is difficult, your writing cannot be replaced. I mean, all right, there is an argument, isn't there, that sometimes having to rewrite something means you will write it better. But I feel, on consideration, that argument is bollocks. Go back up your iPad, okay? And in the meantime, that's it for this edition of 58 Keys. Thank you very much for watching. Now take care of yourself and your writing, and I'll see you soon.